Hello and welcome to GameStack. We're talking about console modding this time, and basically what that means is like modifying old consoles electronically so that they work like new, or maybe even give them new features like better quality video or improve the sound, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely a good idea, and it's obviously a different type of episode for us, but since we're doing it, I took the liberty of bringing down my Turbo Duo here, which I've noticed, Joe, is kind of weak in the sound department. I think it's starting to fade out or something's going on there, but as maybe we could do something with it, I'd also like to maybe get some S-video on there if we could.
Yeah, Turbo Duos, they really like to fail. But you know Bill, my friend Bill.
Oh, yeah, I know Bill.
He can actually do that. He can mod your... Yeah, let me take it over to him right now.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. And we'll go mod it.
Oh, okay.
And anyway, by the way, you're parked right behind me. I can't get out because you're in the driveway.
Well,
I'll just take your car.
Yeah, here. I mean, the Bill's available right now. Here, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait here. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just wait here then. Okay. All right. Well.
Oh man, I don't even know how to drive an automatic. Where's the clutch? How is this? Okay. Hey everyone, this is my friend Bill. We've known each other for like forever.
Oh, let's see, since 1990.
1990.
Yes.
Yes, and he is who I go to when I mod all my systems. Well, he mods them for me, really. And today, we're going to be modding Dave's Turbo Duo. We're going to change all the capacitors and add S-video to it so he can record some Turbo Graphics games for the show, so I don't have to record them all.
Let's get to it.
Alright, so here we go. Turbo Duo. Of course, it has security bits because they don't want you in there. We have a way in there.
Either with a security bit or a hammer.
Yes.
The good old Turbo Duo.
Okay, now, why do the capacitors need to be changed on Turbo Duos?
The quality of the capacitors they put in this are really poor.
Yeah.
And they were leaking right out of the factory, a lot of them.
Really?
Yes.
And so that makes for bad audio eventually?
Yeah, you know, it just won't function without capacitors. And the chemicals that come out of the capacitor will actually damage the board.
So it's absolutely mandatory with Turbo Duos and Turbo Expresses to change the capacitor?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So we want to fix Dave's Turbo before it's too far gone.
Before it's too late.
Yes.
Yeah, so Console 5, they've got some good capacitors. Yeah. I mean, they're definitely a decent quality, and their prices are very fair.
Yes.
Yes.
So visit console5.com.
A little plug for somebody that we don't really even know.
Yeah.
And that's okay. They do a good job.
Yeah.
Supplying parts where they're needed. Okay, so some of the capacitors that go bad immediately are the ones right here by the audio.
So these are the audio caps?
And if you take a look, you can see they are bad. They have been leaking.
Sure.
You see how the solder pad on this side is discolored? That one's leaking. You see how this one's discolored in brown? That one's leaking.
So if they're discolored in brown, they're leaking?
They're definitely leaking. And you see how nice and shiny this one is?
Yeah.
This one is not leaking.
Okay.
So this one's good. So yeah, there's a number of bad ones, and that's just the nature of this.
Let's remove some capacitors.
Let's clip those bad boys off. Alright, so what we have is we have a map for all the capacitors online from Console 5. And so we're just going to go ahead and clip these guys off, and then we're going to refer to the map because there are far too many capacitors here to keep track of. And what we could do is we could do one at a time.
Clip are you just going to solder them onto the legs of these, or how are you going to do that? Are there holes?
No, there's a pad underneath each one of these surface mount capacitors. And so what you can do is you can just solder to those pads. Even if you use standard capacitors, which is what we're going to do, you just fold the legs over and you solder them on, and then you just clip the legs, and then it's all good. Alright, if you take a look here, I've removed the bad capacitor, and you can see how corroded it is under that capacitor. It's quite corroded. That particular capacitor is notorious for being the first to start leaking, and that's going to be on any Turbo Duo. All right. Now don't eat those, Joe.
These are good though.
They're very tasty.
Yeah. What the you clipped one off and it landed on my head.
So you don't really want to rush this.
No.
You don't want to damage, say, this capacitor.
But it's Dave's board. I don't care if you damage it.
The turbo is a really nice console, if you ask me.
Yeah. Very underrated.
It's too bad that the marketing was so poor.
It was.
That's what killed it, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's sad. This was a really good console.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, still is. That's why we're fixing this.
All right, so we're done clipping off, or you're done rather, clipping off all of the surface mount resistors. So we got to.
I don't know. Let's see.
Not resistors, capacitors.
No, the resistors are still there. Capacitors are gone, though.
Yes. But we've got some of these regular electrolytic capacitors that we have to actually desolder.
Yes, we do. Those are obviously not leaking, but we're going to replace them anyway because that's really what you should do.
So all the capacitors are off.
They are. Every one of them, except for this one,
And
which is for the memory.
That's for the game save.
That's the super capacitor, as they called it.
It doesn't have a battery backup save, which is very interesting.
Yes, it is. So we couldn't remove that one. We didn't have a backup.
Yeah, we don't want to erase
capacitor for
Dave's
that.
game saves.
No, I don't know. Maybe he'd like that.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's kind of fun to start over.
Yeah. Oh, you want the capacitors. Here they are.
We're going to need some capacitors.
How does it feel with potentially 60,000 people watching and judging everything you do right now?
Feels good.
Good.
Except for that.
Yeah.
Darn light. We're going to get that up here, hopefully out of the way somewhat. All these old consoles, they're awesome.
They are.
I don't want to see them go away, so we repair them, keep them alive.
I'm never getting rid of my original TurboGrafx 16.
And if you take a look at the PC Engine, it's so much smaller, and yet it's very much the same thing.
It is exactly the same thing, except, you know, the FCC came in and said, no, this is too cool. You can't have this.
Yeah, you got to make it huge and ugly. Although those Halloween colors didn't really bother me much.
Yeah?
It kind of grows on you a little bit.
I mean, the Duo is cool, you gotta admit, but
It is.
I just personally partial to the TurboGrafx. I don't know, it's just what I've always had.
And we need C613.
C613, that's a 10 UF.
No,
Yes. There's a 10 UF, so it's
it
probably...
looks like a U, but it's really an M. Microfarad.
You weren't still working at PowerPlay when the Duo came out, right? You had already left.
Yeah, I was already gone from there. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
I mean, just in case, like, people don't know, we actually met when you were managing PowerPlay Games.
PowerPlay Games.
Yeah.
Oh,
in
yes.
Littleton, Colorado.
Yes, indeed.
It's a nice store. I love that because you could go in and you could rent import games. Like, I rented a lot of Mega Drive games for $1 a night.
And that was unheard of back then.
Yeah, it was.
So it was really rare, and so that's why it worked.
Yeah.
That's why people loved the store.
Yeah, it was a great place
It was awesome.
back in the
It was a
day.
lot of fun.
You remember when I brought in my camcorder and had you tape the back room because you wouldn't let me back in there? And I was like, oh, I want to see what's back there. So you took the camera and videotaped the back room.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what you got. So. Did they see it? Okay, I the only one they had though, huh?
Yeah, I took the last one.
They sold a bunch of them then, huh?
Yeah. We'll talk to you later, Bill.
All right, Joe. Give me a call.
When?
I'd let you back there now.
Yeah, the store doesn't exist now. Yeah.
You know, I applied for a job. I thought I could just get a part-time job there, and the owners made me manager.
That's crazy.
It was kind of weird. It's really a shame about power play games.
It is.
I mean, really, buyback games has been around since then and before then,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're still around. So,
They're,
you know, it's just the owners of power play they couldn't get it right. They couldn't do things right.
well, from a customer point of view, I thought they were doing things right.
They were initially. It's just the owners couldn't get along with each other, so it went away. Sad. And when I found out they were going to close the store, I had to move on. They weren't telling me that. I found out from one of the other employees. It was ugly. So what consoles have you owned?
All of
And
them.
what consoles have you gotten rid of since 1990? Since 1990. You didn't really have any consoles before then, did you?
Yeah, I did. I had the Sega
Just
Master
before.
System.
Okay,
Sega
just
Master
the
System, Sega
Master
started
System.
with the Master System, and then got the Genesis, got the Super Nintendo. Still own all of those. The only consoles I ever sold were the 3DO.
I had a Jaguar for about 3 days,
I remember that.
and I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah,
It just wasn't good. I was expecting it to be awesome,
yeah,
and it was Atari.
yeah.
I figured this is going to be great. No, it was awful.
So you say Dave used to get work for you when he worked at Buyback?
Oh yeah, I used to mod the old PSX,
Mm-hmm. For the mod chips and stuff.
the mod chip. Yeah,
Okay.
he handed out my card,
Oh.
which is probably something he wasn't supposed to do.
Leave it to Dave.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't really make a lot of money at it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Most definitely that.
You can almost kind of tell by the condition of this chip. Now, you never even made it past level 2 in Legendary Axe.
No, he hasn't. But maybe he will now.
That's right. You know, they got a barber shop up there that's got 5 chairs. If you get this empty, I might go into business up there myself.
All right, got all the capacitors replaced, it looks like.
Thank God for editing.
Let's do the S-Video and the RCA jack mod.
Yeah, let's do that. It's a real simple mod for the S-Video. The QC6260 actually natively puts out S-Video.
Does it?
It's pretty simple. You just need a simple 2N3904 transistor. The left leg, which is the emitter, goes through a 100 ohm transistor. I'm sorry, a 100 ohm resistor,
Resistor, yes.
rather, to the Luma, and you'll have a, I forget what value that is. It's a 102 ceramic capacitor or a Mylar, which is a 0.001 value, and that'll go from your amplified composite out from the DIN jack to your chroma, and that's it. Then you've got S-Video. It's really pretty simple, and it works quite well. It looks great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
S-Video had been around for quite a while. It was actually available in the mid-70s.
Really?
But really, they weren't using it. I mean, they could have, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
We had some pretty crappy video back then, and for no particular reason. The metal leg of your transistor, straight up to pin 40. There's no harm in doing that. I think at this time we should go ahead and start installing the jacks.
So I guess once we get these jacks all soldered together, the only thing left to do is pour hot glue over everything and close it up.
Yeah, we could fill it with hot glue, but then if you have a problem, what are you going to do? Throw it away and buy a new one.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah,
So-
we're going to skip hot glue.
Okay, let's skip that.
Yeah, hot glue's not good for anyone. Let's hook it up.
Test it out.
See if this bad boy works.
Hell yes, I am looking forward to this. And I bet you Dave is hoping it's going to work.
Dave is going to love it.
All right, we've got Legendary Axe.
A good game.
All right, moment of truth.
Do it!
Woohoo!
Very nice.
Sweet.
Yep.
Nice.
This video is nice.
It is very advantageous.
Very crisp. It's not an non-RGB, but it's still very, very good.
Okay, Dave, you're good to go. We got S-Video for you. We put some audio out jacks on here so you don't have to use a stupid
Oh my God, that's great.
Because you don't
Dude.
want things sticking out the
Yeah,
side.
what a horrible design on that anyways,
Yeah.
but
And we replaced all the capacitors.
Oh,
You are
wow.
good to go.
this is like brand new then.
Yeah, here are your keys.
Dude, Bill, thanks, man. This is so freaking awesome. I cannot
Yeah.
wait to go home and play it.
Yeah.
Try it out. But there's a funny thing is, you know, while you're running out the door, I meant to tell you that I brought my Genesis 2, and I was hoping that we could do the same thing with this. And do you think Bill would be able to put some
yeah.
video and, you know?
Yeah,
maybe
the
do
thing
some
about these
audio?
Genesis 2s is that they have really crappy audio. So
Yeah.
we should probably put a mega amp in there, and of course we'll put the
Oh, okay.
S-Video. You don't really need to replace the capacitors on the Genesis 2.
No?
You can if you want, but not yet.
Okay.
It's not urgent like it is with the Turbo
Yeah.
Duo.
Well.
Give me your keys,
All right, man.
and I'll be right back, I guess.
All right. Tell Bill hi. Oh, and Joe, hey, put some gas in it on the way back, all right? Okay, thanks.
Hey everyone, we're back at Bill's because Dave decided he wanted to have S-Video and better sound on his Genesis Model 2 because those things really do kind of have crappy audio. A lot of them do.
Yes, the Genesis 1, awesome.
Mostly, yeah.
The Genesis 2, not so much.
Yeah.
So, S-Video and audio coming right up. All
So we're installing what's called a mega amp, which was designed by Ace and Villahead
94?
94,
Yes,
98, I don't
yes.
know. And why does the Genesis Model 2 need a mega amp?
The sound is very poor
Yes,
on the Model 2.
yes.
So you had various op amps and whatnot on the Sega 2s, and you would get distorted sound. It was awful. It was
Yeah.
plain and simple awful.
Yeah.
So this actually uses a op amp. It's a quad op amp, and it runs at a certain frequency so that you can actually get proper sound. You can either filter it, make it sound like the Genesis 1, or you can leave it unfiltered and you can get a lot of the higher end sounds that some people would like.
Yeah.
So, but really the filter to me sounds good.
Yeah.
To my ear sounds great.
Quite a room you've got down here with all the stuff. I mean, it's just amazing.
Room? No, there's no room. I have no room to do anything here.
But what you
it's
put in
very,
here?
very cluttered, you know?
It is cluttered, but with all the stuff you've managed to put in here is just insane.
You know, cluttered might not be the right word. I need all this stuff. If
Yeah.
I'm going to fix anything, I need this, and I just don't have a lot of space here.
Yeah.
I wish I did, but I don't, so I make do. So, Joe, you have a Genesis 1 and a Sega 2, a Genesis 2?
I
Yes?
do. I have two Model 1s. One of them is my original that I bought back in 1989 at launch.
So where'd you buy your original?
Lionel Playworld.
Lionel Playworld.
Yeah.
It wasn't at Power Play Games?
It was not a Power Play game.
Sadly.
You guys didn't get them right away.
I
I
know.
don't think Power Play games even existed right when they came out.
Probably not.
Buyback games did, but they did not.
And they
get them.
still do.
Yes.
You got to keep the tip clean. That's why you see me doing that all the time. If you get any funk in your solder, it's
Any
not
spunk
good.
in your solder?
Any funk.
Oh.
Or spunk.
I wonder where Joe hides his good games. Not in here, that's for sure.
Okay, so we've got the Mega Amp done and installed. So what about the S-Video? What can you tell us about that?
In a lot of the Sega Genesis 2s, they don't have a chip where you can get S-Video from.
Really?
It's just not native. You have RGB. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're lucky enough to have a Sega Genesis 2 that has a Sony CXA 1645, you're good. You don't even need an amplifier. You can just hook up right to the chip through a couple of resistors and a capacitor for each chroma and luma, and you're good to go. That's it.
But if you have a Samsung chip,
if you have a Samsung chip, you can choose to replace that with a CXA 2075, or you can just get a different Sega Genesis 2. Chroma comes off of pin 15 on the CXA 1645.
Pin 15!
And Luma is pin 16.
Pin 16!
So you take that through 75 ohm resistors,
75 ohms!
and then through your 220 microfarad capacitors,
220 microfarads!
and then straight out to the S-Video jack. And that's all there is to it. It's pretty simple.
So simple a child could do it!
can we just leave that hanging outside? I don't think Dave would mind.
You know, we can. I mean, he might want to look at it a little more closely and,
And appreciate it.
touch it with his tongue and see if there's any voltage going through it. I think we're going to move this aside for the moment, and we're going to start mounting the jacks.
Let's do it. All right, let's test it out.
All right, let's go.
Ghouls and ghosts.
Indeed.
Woo! A screen, but is it in color?
It is indeed. No more
Awesome.
black and white. Hey,
Look at that.
Looks good.
Yes, it does.
Sounds good.
Yes, it does.
Well, it can't be a Sega Genesis 2 if it sounds good, can it?
I guess it can.
Oh, wait a minute. It is.
Well, thanks again, Bill, for doing all this.
Hey, not a problem. Anytime, anytime.
Okay, Dave. Here's your keys. Hopefully I don't have to go out again.
Well, if you didn't put gas in the tank, I'm going to have to make you go back out.
Anyway, here's your Genesis. It's good to go. It's got the Mega Amp in there. Got RCA jacks on the back and an S-Video, so you don't have to use the DIN. Looks good. Sounds
Dude,
good.
this is
Ready
so
to go.
awesome. Bill, Joe, thank you too. Both of you guys. This is totally awesome. I really cannot wait to get home and try this out.
Yeah, and now we can do that episode that we were wanting to do for
Oh,
a
yeah.
while, since you can record your own Genesis games for the show now.
Yeah.
in good
Don't have to
quality.
bother you anymore.
Yeah, I can assign you 5 random Genesis, Sega games, stuff like that, and you can record them, and you have to review the ones I give you.
Of course.
And these are the ones I picked out. And yeah.
Ooh, all right. Well, I'll get right on those, Joe, when I get home.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Of course, I brought my 5 Super Nintendo games for you to review and talk about with your unbiased opinion.
Okay. We'll do that. And then anyway, tune in next time to see how that all turns out. And in the meantime, thank you for watching GameSack.
Joe, you guys did such a good job on those 2 consoles. I was wondering if maybe you could take my NES here and put RGB out and an S-video jack on that as well.
Well, good news, Dave. We already did that. Remember? RGB S-video.
Silly me, silly me. All right.
Didn't even look at the back, did you?
I never do I? How about this? I've got a Neo Geo Pocket Color. Maybe you could modify it so it can have an HDMI out so I can play on my big screen.
Neo Geo Pocket Color, I wish I could mod it for some kind of video out. I don't know if it can be done. I've never heard of it being done.
Well, I really was looking forward to playing some Neo Turf Masters on my
It's not gonna happen.
Oh, hey, how about this one? I've got my 32X here, and I was wondering maybe, just maybe, it's gonna be a hard one, maybe you could modify it so it can play some good games.
Oh, I could modify that one a lot easier than I can modify this Virtual Boy to play some good games.
Touche, Joe, touche.
Yeah.
Just give me that, you jerk.